Think of an early warning system like radar for your organization. Just as radar detects incoming weather or potential threats from a distance, an early warning system helps you spot risks and opportunities before they reach you. For vigilant leaders, having a structured approach to sensing and responding to weak signals is critical for staying ahead of change and making timely decisions. An early warning system isn't just about detecting threats. It's about identifying opportunities, shifts in customer behavior, emerging trends, and even internal challenges before they turn into bigger problems. In this lesson, we'll explore how to build a system that keeps your organization alert and ready for whatever the future may bring. So what is an early warning system in business? An early warning system in business is a process that helps you continuously monitor key indicators, both internal and external, to detect potential risks or opportunities early. It's a way to stay proactive rather than reactive, by gathering intelligence from multiple sources, analyzing trends, and developing an action plan before things escalate. For example, an early warning system for a retail business might track changes in customer buying patterns, competitor promotions, supply chain disruptions, or even microeconomic factors like inflation. With this system in place, the retailer can respond quickly, adjusting prices, inventory, or marketing strategies to mitigate risks or capitalize on opportunities. Now, a well-functioning early warning system typically has several key components. First is data collection. You need to gather information from a variety of sources, both within and outside your organization. This could include market trends, competitor analysis, financial data, customer feedback, or social media sentiment. And then there's monitoring. Once you've collected data, you need to monitor it consistently for changes. This means setting up tools and processes to track the key indicators relevant to your business. And after that comes the analysis. The data you collect needs to be analyzed to identify patterns, weak signals, or emerging trends. The goal is to turn raw data into actionable insights. And finally, there's the action plan. When a potential risk or opportunity is identified, there should be a clear process for deciding how to respond. Who is responsible for making decisions? What resources are needed? How quickly can you act? Each of these components works together to ensure that your organization is constantly scanning the horizon, ready to adjust its course as needed. And now let's talk in more detail about each of these steps. Let's start with data collection, gathering intelligence from multiple sources. The first step in building an early warning system is to identify what data you need to collect. This can come from various sources. Now, this can be internal data. Sales reports, customer feedback, employee performance metrics, and supply chain data can all provide valuable insights into your organization's current state and potential risks. And then we have external data. Industry reports, competitor analysis, social media trends, and economic indicators help you understand the broader environment in which your business operates. And we also have emerging trends. You need to keep an eye on new technologies, consumer behaviors, and regulatory changes that could impact your industry. Subscribing to industry newsletters, attending conferences, and following thought leaders can help you stay informed. For example, a tech company might monitor patent filings to spot emerging technologies early or track changes in customer service requests to identify potential issues with new software features. The more diverse your data sources, the better equipped you'll be to identify weak signals before they turn into significant disruptions. The next step is monitoring, setting up continuous tracking. Now, once you've identified the data sources, the next step is to set up a system for continuous monitoring. This could involve using digital tools, dashboards, or regular reports to track key indicators over time. For example, companies like Amazon use sophisticated algorithms to monitor customer behavior in real time, adjusting prices and product recommendations based on demand patterns. Similarly, a vigilant leader can set up a dashboard to track relevant metrics, whether it's sales performance, social media sentiment, or competitor pricing, so you can quickly spot changes and respond. Regular monitoring ensures that your early warning system isn't just reactive, but continuously scanning the environment for shifts, whether they come from within your company or the outside world. And then we have analysis, turning this data into actionable insights. Now, data without analysis is just noise. The key to an effective early warning system is being able to interpret the data you collect and turn it into actionable insights. This means identifying patterns, weak signals, or anomalies that suggest something important is on the horizon. For example, if you notice a sudden uptick in social media complaints about one of your products, this could be an early warning sign of a larger customer satisfaction issue. Similarly, if your competitor suddenly ramps up hiring or starts filing more patents, it might indicate that they're about to launch a new product or service. The goal of analysis is to filter through the noise, connect the dots, and identify the underlying trends or risks that require action. This can be done manually by a dedicated team or using artificial intelligence and machine learning tools that can process large amounts of data and highlight potential risks or opportunities. And finally, once you've identified a potential risk or opportunity through your early warning system, the next step is to decide how to act. A clear decision-making framework ensures that your organization can respond quickly and effectively. Now, here's what a good decision-making framework includes. First, we have clear roles and responsibilities. Who is responsible for analyzing the data? Who makes the final decision on how to respond? Having a designated team or leader in charge of the early warning system ensures accountability. And then we have pre-approved action plans. For common risks, have pre-approved action plans in place so you can act quickly. For example, if your system detects a supply chain disruption, your action plan might involve contacting alternative suppliers, reallocating resources, or communicating delays to customers. And finally, you must have flexibility for unusual risks. Not every risk will be predictable. Make sure your decision-making framework allows for flexibility so your team can adapt to unexpected challenges or opportunities as they arise. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, companies with robust early warning systems and flexible decision-making frameworks were able to pivot quickly to remote work, adjust supply chains, and even shift business models to meet changing customer needs. Now let's talk about a real-world example. Let's talk about Intel's early warning system for technology trends. Intel, one of the world's leading semiconductor companies, has long relied on an early warning system to stay ahead of technology trends. Recognizing that technological innovation can disrupt industries quickly, Intel monitors a wide range of indicators, from academic research and startup activity to patent filings and market data. By identifying weak signals early, Intel can adjust its R&D investments and product development strategy before competitors do. For example, when Intel noticed the growing importance of mobile computing, they ramped up their development of energy-efficient processors that catered to this emerging market. And the lesson here is, an early warning system isn't just about avoiding risks. It's about spotting opportunities early. By monitoring technology trends and acting on weak signals, Intel has been able to stay at the forefront of the semiconductor industry. But of course, we need to understand that building an early warning system isn't a one-time task. Just like your contingency plans, your early warning system needs to be regularly tested, reviewed, and refined. Set a schedule for reviewing the effectiveness of your system, quarterly or biannually, and make adjustments based on what you learn. For example, if your system didn't catch a recent market shift, ask yourself why. Was the data incomplete? Were you monitoring the wrong indicators? By constantly refining your early warning system, you ensure that it stays relevant and effective in a changing business landscape. Now, testing your system might involve running simulations or what-if scenarios where you evaluate how your organization would respond to certain risks or opportunities based on the signals your system detects. And this not only improves your system, but also helps train your team to respond quickly and effectively when signals arise. A famous example of what happens when you don't have an effective early warning system is Nokia's decline in the mobile phone market. Once the world leader in mobile phones, Nokia failed to recognize the weak signals of the smartphone revolution. While companies like Apple and Google were developing smartphones that combined computing power with communication, Nokia dismissed these early signals, believing their traditional phones would continue to dominate. By the time they realized the significance of this shift, it was too late, and Nokia had lost its leadership position. And the lesson here is that ignoring weak signals can have devastating consequences. Nokia's missed opportunity underscores the importance of continuously scanning the environment and acting on early warnings before competitors gain the upper hand. So, an early warning system is one of the most powerful tools in a Vigilant Leader's toolkit. It enables you to stay ahead of risks, respond quickly to emerging trends, and capitalize on opportunities before others do. By collecting data from diverse sources, continuously monitoring key indicators, and developing a clear action plan, You create a proactive approach to leadership that keeps your organization prepared for whatever comes next. And now, take a moment to assess how well your current systems are set up to detect weak signals. Are you collecting the right data? Are you monitoring it consistently? And most importantly, do you have a clear plan in place for how to act when signals appear? These are the questions that will help you build a truly vigilant organization, one that not only survives in a changing world, but thrives.